Good morning. So today we're going to learn a little bit, go through some stuff, that you guys probably already know, but it's pretty awesome anyways. Yes. So the verse today is Psalms 37:23. The Lord makes firm the steps of the one who delights in him. Okay? So that's our delight, right? So the different meanings of this. So this is just like the kind of like just the narration of the verse, and then there's a little something. So if you dissect, eat the verse and you go through and you kind of like, I've been doing a lot of verse mapping lately. And it's like you kind of pick up like words and you kind of look up the definitions and see how they transpire and all this stuff. And then you discover some things like the word one obviously has many meanings, right? But if you put the one in front of it, it means remarkable or extraordinary in some kind of way. Did you know that? And that particular verse says steps of the one. Okay, and then delights is obviously pleases someone greatly, takes great pleasure in taking care of someone. And putting parts together is the word make, but also something that exists or comes about. Okay, so if we think about this, the Lord brings something into existence and brings it about to the one who is extraordinary and remarkable, who then takes pleasure in taking care of us and creating and makes something physically solid and resilient. All from the Lord makes firm the steps of the one who delights in him. Okay? So knowing that, we have airplanes. Did you know well, obviously we all know this. The first flight was done in 1903 for 12 seconds. Then in 1914, the first commercial flight took place, and it was 23 minutes long. And it held one person. Now we come to today's fruition and where commercial airplanes are, and we can have a plane that holds 853 people and can fly 18 and a half hours with 4 pilots. So I don't know why it's not 5. It's 4. It's 4. And all that to be said is when we have all these flights and we have a firm flight plan. And when the pilots are going up, there's different elevations and altitudes that they have to go to. And when you're cruising, if you get to a certain altitude, it's more rough or more smooth, clear, or you're in the abyss of the clouds and you see nothing but whiteness and it's just peaceful, but there's nothing there besides clouds. And you're just high above the Earth's crest, just flying through the air. And that is the best place you want to be because it's the fastest route, it's the least expensive, there's less turbulence. But it's not always the best place to be because if there's a really bad storm, sometimes you either have to go up even further in altitude or drop. Well, I was flying to San Antonio in September, and the entire flight, we're in the clouds, and you're like, it's really high, so there's nothing. And it looks like it's dark outside the entire flight, and I'm like, it's 9, 10, it's probably like 12 in the afternoon. And it just looks dark. And then we start coming down, and we get to this one place, and it's the sunset is there, and it's like this beauty, and we're coming into descent, so I think we're flying over Dallas at this point. And you're descending, and you're in this like cool zone, and you think there should be turbulence, but God has made it that there's no storm. So you look through, and you see this beautiful sunset, and very light clouds, and it's just peaceful. Then we descend a little bit lower to get into San Antonio itself, and it's a crazy storm. So, with the verse in mind, is he takes delight in us and placing our firm foundation and our in our grounds. If the pilot just would have flew a little bit lower, we would have been experiencing massive turbulence. People would have been scared and fearful and terrified. Some people are terrified of flying because of those things, of the turbulence are so bad it's wrecking the boat. But the flight path had us in the right area so that we didn't have to go too far down or too far up, but the perfect area of which we could glide through and get to our destination safely, just in time to go down into the storm for just the few minutes to get to our destination. And God's like, I got you here. So just keep in mind that there are times that you will have to go through the turbulence and you'll have to experience the rough moments, but it's just for a moment. And that moment may seem like a really long time because you're in the heat of the storm. But then there's the eye, and when in the eye, it's calm and it's collective, and you get through. And then after the storm's done, there's this beautiful stillness and quietness for the perfect plan.